Man, dude, we're gonna get a bunch of stuff for this event. This is gonna be great. Right now, moving to the patch notes and the testing grounds, which means it's time to eat. So I am hungry. And I'm gonna go ahead. What do I want to eat first? I'll eat the soup first. Cause I'll do. If anybody has not had egg drop soup, this is good. So, yeah, it's a really good soup to eat. Kind of funny thing is that I never actually knew what egg drop soup was. Because I always ordered the chicken noodle soup or the wonton soup. But when I heard of egg drop soup, I didn't know what it was until I had it for the first time, and I was like, dude, this soup is good. So yeah, egg drop soup is really awesome. The problem is I'm trying to get this open. I'm trying not to spit it though. But yeah, egg drop soup is good. It reminds me of the soups that my aunt and my mom used to make when I was little. Oh my god, I'm having so much trouble. Hold on a second. I just don't want to spit it. Got it. Awesome. And also easily with the egg drop soup, I don't really need to use a spoon. I could just drink it like this.
Welcome back. Joining me on the couch once again is JC. Thank you for coming back. Much appreciated.
I'm happy to be back. Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Always fun to be here.
It is.
Always fun to be here with you, Nolan.
Oh, thank
Always
you so much. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's again live back in the studio.
JC with the fake
It
hand.
feels so different. Yeah, totally incredible. Oh, I love it so much. So, but community, I know that you want to hear about some patch notes because we have a lot of them, and so I hope you're ready. And just to preface this, grab make sure you have a coffee, something to drink. Just sit down, be in a comfortable chair, recline because we got
already ahead.
To talk about. But
a couple little things,
A couple.
Nothing too big.
My gosh. Okay.
Not too big. We still have an hour left.
Fighter-specific stuff here. I got a little bit of housekeeping we want to announce for the patch notes. So coming with S23 TU2, the Halloween update on October 20th, we have a couple things to mention. First, the missing expressions. This is something we've been tracking for a couple of title updates. Players, kind of noticed when they logged in after we did a recent update that they were maybe missing some swatches or emblems, things like that. Again, all of the work you did with Bug Reporter reporting on the issues was really great. We were able to investigate, find a solution that we feel pretty good about. So check it out if you feel you're missing anything, because that should be fixed. However, there's a few thousand some odd of these emblems and player expression things out there. So maybe some stuff still maybe not fully fixed. So if you do still notice something, please use Bug Reporter. Come let us know so we can continue the investigation for that. But again, mostly. Secondly, we have a bit of a change in addition to the end flow. As you all know, we recently updated the end flow, totally revamped the whole screen, but we noticed there was a piece of feedback that we received from the community. They wanted a skip all button, so we said okay. So you'll have a skip all button now.
We just said okay.
We just said okay. Yeah, we're just like, it makes sense. Makes sense. So we have a little.
Oh my God! They added a skip button.
During that, you can now just.
Oh, that's perfect.
Skip all. So hopefully,
that's
get you
awesome.
in a few seconds faster, so you can equip.
So now everybody can skip it. Oh, because I noticed that it took it took some time for it to go ahead and go to the next match.
We're always improving. Always.
But now with the skip button,
yeah, and we also have some new retrofits coming for the Outlanders and the Kyoshin. Specifically, if you like to get musical out there on the battlefield, you're going to have some awesome Horkos emotes. So the Horkos bagpipe, violin, zither, and music box are getting retrofit for the Pirate, the Meije, and the Kyoshin, as well as the Horkos Grimoire. Also, we're retrofitting.
Oh, so these are the items that the Kyoshin,
crew,
the Pirate,
the Outlanders,
and the Meije don't have.
Prices
that's awesome.
Now cost 10k steel, and the emotes are also 7k steel.
So that way these characters can catch up to everybody else.
The musical variety, once again.
Everybody else has a bunch of other stuff.
For the Meije and Pirates,
so
for 7
Yeah, able.
steel,
You know,
Farewell,
these three
Pioneers
are
of
still
Terra, and
behind
Farewell,
on some
Rare
items,
Music
but
Box.
I'm happy
So,
that
if you're a big
developers
fan of
are
musical content,
putting these to the
I know I
characters. So
am.
I'm missing so.
You'll have some new retrofits for the newest heroes in the game.
Even though
don't constantly
next season
move
we're gonna be getting
You can,
ourselves
and
the
we've
new
seen
heroes,
that,
so
and it's amazing.
yeah, the new
God,
heroes gonna be
You have a
behind on some
concert on one
stuff.
side, a dance party on the other.
So,
You can.
yeah,
What beats that, right?
what can you do?
Apparently, giant spider monsters. It's
Probably,
going to be
yeah,
that.
but,
So,
you know.
but we'll get onto that. So, great. So that's a bit for the housekeeping stuff. But like I said, roll up your sleeves. All get ready because we got some patch notes to do. JC,
I have no sleeves.
I hope you're ready.
Well, I
this is
have
going to be a bit of a
these.
marathon. But
They're
Yeah,
small.
yeah, a little bit, yeah. So
All
we
right.
can raise the roof and get to it, so it's going to be
get
good.
Love
All
it.
right,
Let's
so
kick it off.
let's talk about balance updates and fighter stuff.
More
right? So
updates.
there is a lot of stuff like in the previous title update, so we're just going to keep going with this. Super cool. First up, we have dodge and iframe timings. So just to clarify, iframes is when you are fully invulnerable and attacks just phase through you. And tracking break, which is a new term that we're kind of using here, I want to make sure everybody kind of gets what it means. It's whenever
cool.
you throw an attack and somebody's
So the
dodging or doing a dodge attack
Magi's,
or whatever,
X mode
and then the opponent's tracking.
got
So
changed.
normally when an opponent throws an attack at you and you dodge, or if you stay still rather,
And
like the attack
Luxia
tracks,
got
right?
two
So if you just
changes.
move sideways, your opponent's gonna like keep rotating with you to hit you. Tracking.
I wonder
break
if she's gonna get
stops
more
that from
changes,
happening,
'cause,
makes
you
it
know,
easier to dodge attacks and stuff.
A lot of
So
people
that's kind of like what we're going.
really
with.
want Lucia.
Let me
Oh
just to make
god,
sure
what the
it's
hell?
clear for everybody because might be a little bit. But
Ah,
what
my
we're doing
ears.
Now
Ah.
is that iframes. We've added iframes to these hero side dodge
JC, I
attacks.
think
So
your mic
Zanhu,
is,
Nusha, Shaman,
popping
Shaolin,
out to
and
you.
Neji. So for Nusha and Shaman,
But
we just
yeah,
upped
like I
them
was
by
talking
one-
about,
by
yeah.
one frame.
Me-
For the others, we
not
actually
Medjay,
added it, especially for Medjay.
Nuxia
Actual,
needs some love,
that's
dude.
really like a big buff there.
We
And
we,
we've
we
also
already know
fixed
that the
tracking
Young
break,
Gunders
for,
rework is
Peacekeeper,
confirmed.
Shaman, Nusha, and Zanhu on the
But,
side dodge
man,
attacks
dude,
as well.
Nuxia needs some
with
love,
these, like
dude.
the only one that's a little bit
She
changed here
desperately
is
needs
Shaman. That's at 233 instead of 266. But overall, we've added them, so it makes it easier for you to do dodge attacks and actually dodge attacks with them. I know sometimes people were like, yeah, it's kind of hard to, like it's hard to use in group fights or whatever. This should really help out.
Got his mic still popping.
Awesome.
Next up, we have Kensei. So Kensei is a big winner in this
Ooh,
patch.
Kensei gets some changes.
We've done a bunch of changes to Kensei. We really want the hero to have more neutral offense, get into it a little bit more, be able to have like more stuff because he's one of those characters that doesn't really have. On with a mic. Okay. So Kensei is one of those characters that has a little bit of a hard time opening up opponents and getting into it. So we've buffed him a little bit.
They
so
had to
at the
give
top of the
him-
opener is now 800 MS, which is down from 1,000.
Oh,
200
that's
MS
that's
faster.
funny.
Same timing as some of the stuff we have on our Musha.
His regular mic was popping up, so they were like,
we
"Here
really
you go."
wanted to give,
You saw-
Kensei
you
lot
just
more
saw a
offense in
hand
there,
that
be able to
JC's
open
like,
up
"Oh,
opponents,
thank
go
you."
into finishers. We've
That
recently buffed
was
his
funny.
finishers as well, so that makes like a whole package here that's pretty interesting.
That's funny.
We've also nerfed the damage. Of course, it has to be 24 instead of
Hey,
I think.
I don't know if you guys
30
know,
before. That was really
but
high.
this-
and also gives.
I'm
him,
not even
an
using
instant
this
punish
as my
well
mic
when you
for
throw an
talking.
attack garbage on somebody.
I'm using a mic right here on my next to my computer.
We've also sped up.
I'm
the
using
chain
a-
pump
an,
heavy
a
little bit.
a
reduced
Blue
the
Yeti
damage
mic.
again, provided a bit
So
more offense.
if you
makes
guys
it a
see
bit-
me
a
on my
little bit
reaction
faster for
videos
Kensei,
using,
and
with
makes it a
my
little bit
headset,
easier.
I'm
And,
just using the
we also,
headset for just
sped up the
listening.
side-heavy
This,
finishers. So
I'm
those
not
are
even
the
using this
versions
for
that you
talking.
use
I'm using
when
my
you're
Blue
suffing
my Blue
from the
Yeti mic,
top
which is
heavy,
right here.
or when you use them
So,
like you
yeah.
normal, right? But at 800 instead of 9, it should be a little bit easier to trade with them, to hit people with them, and we've adjusted the damage as well. So nothing here is over 30. It's kind of like a break point. We're trying to hit more and more and more to have like damage that's still high, but not overly high, and you go, oh, I died in 2 hits. And,
Gotcha.
and we've also lowered the hit reactions on a lot of these attacks. They used to be able to push you back quite a bit, like really ledge from further away, have these types of issues. We really wanted to get a little step away from that a little bit. And with the faster speeds, it lets us do that with keeping Faint the Garbage afterwards working. So that's pretty good.
Wow. So yeah, big winner for sure. Plus,
Yeah,
you know, heroes
So
get
Kensei's
right,
getting
they
some
can
changes.
take out. So yeah, if you want to go
Voila.
Perfect.
So I'm
Time
done
to
with the
show
soup,
off your
and now we're going to
Kensei
be moving on
skills.
to
All right, so next up we have Zanhu changes. So
the
you might see
House
three lines,
Special Fried
and you go,
Rice.
I just
what's going on?
Oh,
But then
Zanhu's
the first
getting
line
some
is actually
changes too.
really major, is that we've adjusted the chain link timings to heavy finishers so that they can no longer be interrupted by a light attack after any of these attacks, right? So
Ooh, all right.
Zanhu had a bit of an issue where you would throw a light, you would do a side dodge attack or whatever, and then if the other opponent was good enough, like had enough skill and was able to read the animation a bit better.
That's good.
As soon as you threw a heavy, they could mash light and beat your heavy every single time. So that has been fixed, so it can no longer happen. And whenever Zanhu goes into their chains, you actually have to stay there and take the mix-up and get there. That's like really important. Really should really help Zanhu there quite a bit. We've also added the fact that these heavy finishers can now.
I wonder if the Magi and the Pirate gonna get more changes.
Catch roll attempts.
We saw the Magi only for a little
changes,
bit.
even with those changes,
They want the Pirate.
a lot of the time,
That's the one thing that a lot of people have been, requested a lot. That Pirate needs to be nerfed
and
or have some changes. But I think mostly
dodge forward something.
Because
it
right
was
now,
a bit of a disaster.
a lot of people are not really a fan of
at least you get a lot more pressure again from going into finishers, especially the heavy ones. And we've also did a small buff to the side dodge heavy attacks. That their miss recoveries are now 700 down from 8. Again, makes it a little bit safer. There, all good there.
So yeah, 3 bullet points, but a lot happening.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
If I went in there and listed everything we did for the first point, it would take like six slides or something. So we're going to try to cut it short.
We got to pace ourselves, too. We're just getting started.
We've still got...
Right.
So, JJ changes, right?
Still an hour.
So, Janjun is a bit overperforming right now. It's a tiny bit of an issue. Yeah, right? Like, he's one of the top pick in competitive, like must pick in every single game. So, we're trying to adjust JJ a little bit. So, there's one buff in there, though, where we've removed the damage reduction on Dushi's choke victim, right? So whenever you do parry and you do a guard break, you do that choke move. So yeah, it's super annoying. Yeah, every time, right? It was one of, I think it was the last one or one of the last few ones that still applied damage reduction on the victim.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a move off of parry, it doesn't really make that much sense there. So we removed that entirely, so you can get ally heavies off of it and get like into a groove there. But it's like super hard to game with that because you actually need to get a parry.
Gotcha.
But we've also improved the input comfort a little bit, right, to do that move. It used to be like static at 500 ms after a parry. Now you can delay it a little bit better, works better. And then comes small nerfs. So Dushi's Swirl, which is
it looks so bright.
The zone attack that you do after a parry, right, is now 600 ms.
I feel like, hold on a second.
So it
since
might
they're
not
going to
seem
be
like
showing
much,
a lot of
but
sliders, I think I should.
there makes it a lot easier for people that are around a JJ to be able to dodge it. It's a big, wide, sweeping,
I still look
unblockable.
dark though.
You need to be able to get out of it. Very few characters have tools that you can use against that. If you're not like BP, you can't do anything. So we want.
I think I'll leave it like this for
more
now.
time to dodge out of it.
Okay.
Sifu Swirl, which is the zone when you go into Sifu stance, is 1 frame longer. Might not seem like much again, but it helps with it being a little bit more reactable, a little bit easier for your opponent to see, for people around you to see. Again, it's a big, wide, sweeping, and blockable, so we kind of wanted to get there a little bit. And then finally, there's some damage nerfs. So top heavy finisher now deals 30 instead of 32, and the side heavy finisher now deals 28 instead of 30. Again, try to cap the damage at 30 here. And these attacks are super
If you guys are
strong.
wondering
Again,
how I changed the
white
brightness
sweeping, unblockable, so you gotta be careful.
on my
You
video,
want to, like,
I actually
lower
have
the potential
a
there.
lamp right
Well,
here
I appreciate that.
that I use every single
Like
time
JJ's
on
online,
my
so
reaction
yes,
videos.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
So basically, I turn off my
Next up,
lights
Shinobi.
in my room, and I
Shinobi's
use that
pure
so
nerfs
that way
right now. We
the
feel
lighting
Shinobi
looks
is being
better.
banned in competitive play.
Instead of turning the
So
lights
we're
in my
doing
room,
some stuff
it
here
looks a little bit
to
funky.
at least alleviate
So I
the
just do it in the dark.
problem.
It actually works perfectly.
It will not be
I
as
actually have 2
problematic. There
lamps.
might be more
One
changes coming as well
right
for
here,
Shinobi in the future.
and one on my
But for
right.
now, what we're doing is Shadow Strike. So
wonder-
that's the parry punish after
Hold on a second.
when you press slide, rather on during a parry punish, right? So we fixed back in the day. We fixed an instance where you could like kind of unlock and do it. There was like this weird tech.
Yeah.
You can use it and go into sickle rain.
Nah,
And so
too
we
much.
fixed that. But then players, as crafty as they are and amazing as they are,
I'm not gonna use that one.
figured out a
I'll
different
just
way
stick
to
with this
do it.
right now.
So to be able to fix it properly,
Also,
and not have
Shinobi
more
changes.
issues,
Cool.
we removed the chain on miss on it entirely. So if you manage to unlock, backstep it, throw it somewhere else, you can't go into sickle rain at all anymore. So that should really help on a heavy parry that was like way too strong. And then sickle rain now feeds more damage. You can see the numbers here, but essentially we want it to be like it's a tricky thing to remove all those loops for now. It's something we're investigating. We're looking into it, but at the moment, because Shinobi is so problematic, we've massively raised the amount of damage that the hero feeds, so that you can go into multiple loops of this. So it should kind of help there quite a bit.
Damage or revenge?
Revenge, sorry, yeah,
Okay,
revenge. Yeah, sorry,
We're not
right.
adding more damage
Yeah,
to Shinobi.
sorry, yeah. Thank you for clarifying
No.
that. we've raised the revenge, how much revenge it feeds.
Okay.
So it counts as if you dealt 55 damage, but you actually deal 28.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of loop.
Gotcha. Okay.
You already know that Shinobi's a
Now
difficult
we have other changes.
character to play against.
So first up, we have input comfort changes, right? So for Warmonger, Centurion, and Warlord, we've did for Giant Jungle before, we've increased the window where you can perform the parry punishes.
You're gonna get some
parry,
changes.
but it's a little bit become more comfortable. It's
Sweet.
easier to do. You don't have to like really mash and buffer it like crazy, so that really helps. Now BP, so we've reduced the distance you travel when you backstep light openers, right? Because they have superior block. What ends up happening quite often is that you could like backstep those lights. If an attack was coming, you would superior block it, you would win. And if it missed, you just missed and you were super safe. So by reducing the distance traveled there, at least, like it can still happen, but it's going to happen less often. And it opens up BP for a little bit more like punishes there in that aspect. That's a good thing, number one. But we've also buffed the speed of his zone attack to 600 MS, down from 7. So it's a neutral zone. Costs a bunch of stamina, but it's one of those things that we wanted to see if BP could have more ways to open up opponents and do front dodge bash all the time, right? So with this, we're going to see if that works. Again, there might be more changes coming. Like there's stuff that keeps the game keeps evolving more and more and more now. Like we've been doing a lot of those changes, so we'll see where that goes.
It's almost like after 6 years, it's an iterative process. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly, right?
Yeah,
And so I'm really happy that like we were able to do like more changes now more often. Really helps with this stuff.
for sure. Yeah.
Then Yorm. So Yorm's zone attack now costs 20 stamina, down from 60. Don't worry, Yorm players. Don't worry. We didn't forget you last time. Just these things were planned, and like sometimes we run out of time, so we have to do what we can.
Sure.
But yeah, so at 20 stamina, way better zone attack. And we've also adjusted the attack trajectory. So by that I mean like hitboxes. It's just that term that we typically use because it's not really hitboxes. It's really like weapon trajectory. You're swinging your weapon to hit people.
Yeah.
So we've adjusted them for zone attack and for all of its side heavy attacks, so that they can hit people more reliably that are external to you. Really helps in anti-ganking situations and stuff. That should be really good. And with the upcoming rework for Yorm that we're going to have at some point, soonish, we'll be able to get there. It's not in this TG. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
But we'll get into it, yeah.
Nah, we already knew that
TM.
Yeah,
the
soon,
Jormungandr's
okay.
testing
Actually,
ground
we actually
changes are
found-
not going to
I don't know
come
if you
on
remember,
this testing
Steph
ground.
had like some Soon glasses back in the day.
Those were ant.
And
Some people assumed
I
there
think
was.
Steph, I
No,
don't
it
know, but
wasn't.
We found them, so
I don't know if anybody. I don't know if anybody
yeah.
watched the
Okay, so next up we have
review,
Berserk.
the
So
review
for
live
Berserker,
stream for year 6,
Bull
6,
Rush,
and
which
3 in
is,
the beginning.
Berserker's
On the
sprint
first
attack.
live stream that we got
It
for
now
this
has
season.
uninterrupted
The
stats,
developers already
that's
said
armor,
that there was going
but
to
we
be two
still like
testing
to use
grounds.
the appropriate
The
word that we
first,
actually use
the
in
first
game,
one
which is
had to deal with the
uninterrupted
Tiandi
stats.
and the
So
Valkyrie
for MS, so you can use
reworks
that sprint
and the
attack
counter
to
grow
jump
breaks.
into the fray,
Well, the second
jump into
testing
enemies,
grounds,
use
which
that to
this
really
one's going to be
initiate
coming up
from further away.
in November.
And with that armor, it lets you trade
That one
with
is actually
people,
going to be doing
even if
a
there's, like, bunch of
gameplay feature update.
Gotcha.
So I don't know why people
Minutia,
thought that
so
the
we have
Jormungandr's
we've
testing
reduced the
grounds
guard break
was going to
vulnerability
happen
under zone attack,
in this
to
testing grounds.
100 MS instead of
The
5.
developers
It was a bit
they
of a weird
confirmed
leftover, so at
that
least
the
at 100,
Jormungandr is going to
it's
be
all
getting his
safe
changes,
throughout,
but
and you're
not
gonna
this
get your
testing
broken
grounds. It might be next season.
For Gladiator, then,
Yeah, so.
I've also made that Fushina Ictus, which is a toe stab. When you use it in chains, now it's 500 MS. instead
Oh,
of
I just
6.
realized.
That's
Pirate
a big
got
buff
some
for Gladiator.
some
Faster
changes.
attacks there. It's
Remove
also kind of a
Soft
chain
Fade
reset,
into
so you
Godbreak
can like
from
throw a bunch of
Cavalier
attacks,
Dance.
go into toe stab,
Chain
restart your
link
chain,
from
get
Guaranteed
into it.
Pistol
At
Blast
6,
is
it
now
was a bit too
300
slow in
MS
chains,
from
but
200
at
MS.
5, it should be like a really, really good speed there.
Wait,
Not
remove from
only,
Soft Fade
really
to
crazy top
Godbreak.
players can kind of react to that.
Is that the dodge forward
Why
into
do you hate those
Godbreak?
so much?
I don't know.
I think
don't
that's the
have
one
it
that people
anymore.
were
I'm not
annoyed
trying to
about a
defeat,
lot.
so it's okay.
Fair enough.
And including the
Finally, we've
dodge
got Pirate,
attacks
right?
that she has.
So for Pirate, we've done 2 changes. One of them is we removed the soft fink to guard break from Cavalier Dance, which is front dodge heavy. So that move has a lot of properties, right? It's armored, it's unblockable, it could soft fink to guard break, it also has recovery cancels at the end. And so we want to keep the move to be able to open up opponents at least a little bit, right? We've seen, and a lot of feedback we've gotten from a high level is that for them, it's not even enough to have all these properties, but at the same time, having that softening to guard break there was not really necessary.
Yeah.
So we've decided to remove it. Hopefully it'll help, like, it'll be a little bit easier to manage for a lot of players. So we're kind of lowering the power
Not
level.
everybody can be happy with that.
But the next change I'm really, really happy with is the chain link, and it doesn't seem like much, right? Chain link from Guaranteed Pistol Blast is now 300 MS, up from 200. What that means is that we want pirate players to be a little more.
I still
skillful
think
and
pirate
think
needs
more when they're
I think
using
one
their
more.
attacks and going to the pistol.
One more.
We know that it's really good.
nerf,
It
I
interrupts
guess.
armor does a bunch of really good
I think
stuff.
maybe the dodging.
But now the
Maybe the
trade-off,
dodging.
the trade-off is that if you use the pistol
And
blast,
the reason why
and
I'm
go
saying
into
that is
block
because a
the
lot of
line,
people, have
stuff
been
into
complaining
guard break,
about that.
you will
with her
you
dodging
should
a
no
lot.
longer be able to grab
For me,
the guard break
it doesn't
every
really
single
affect me
dodge
'cause I
and dodge
play-
attack out of it, right?
play versus
so you
AI.
have to make a choice.
But I
Either
can
you let
understand
the
where
heavy
people are
fly,
coming
you
from
don't
when
go
they're
into
fighting
pistol
against
blast,
somebody
you get a
else,
better
'cause
mix
they're
up
constantly
of
dodging a
what
lot,
wants to
so.
fly. Or you do your pistol blast
So yeah,
and you get.
I think Pirate still needs another.
So you kinda
another
have to,
one
like,
more
be
nerf.
smart and
And
decide,
I think
do I
she'll be
trade, do I
okay.
not trade? What do I take there so that you can get into a better situation afterwards?
Wow. Nice.
It's a complicated explanation, but it should help at least like reduce the frustration against Pirate a little.
Very cool.
And I think we have one more.
We have one more.
We have one more guard break changes, right?
Oh, just a little thing
Oh.
we can maybe skip.
Just a ton, yeah.
Do you want to skip this?
Nah,
we talk about it, I
I'll go
guess,
over
I
it a
guess.
little bit, yeah. So, in the previous testing grounds that we've done in the current season right now,
Yeah.
we had a change for counter guard break that basically ended up having the person that did the counter guard break recover 1 frame earlier than the opponent.
Right.
We've seen a lot of videos from content creators explaining why this is a great change. It doesn't seem like much for a lot of players, but when you get into the deep of it, it's a big, big, big change. And through a very, very lucky break that we had, and we were able to push it live in this title update.
So next week.
Yeah, next week, right?
It's going to go live next
So
week.
from a testing ground, one
So the
TU
guard break changes that
live
was in the
next one
last testing
can
grounds,
almost never happened.
it's now going
But we
live
got lucky. The testing
next
ground
week
was super early
with the title update
and
2
we got really
happens.
good feedback very, very early again. So we were
Cool.
able to push it live in the next one. But I would say do not expect this to happen every time.
That's a fair
This
point.
is a very, very rare occurrence.
Right.
But we're super happy. We're really happy that
That's
it's
actually
well.
true.
Kudos to the team.
That is actually
And
true.
thanks to everybody for testing that
You
out.
remember when
and giving us
Conqueror
really
had to
good
get
feedback,
like
so that's
multiple reworks?
So JC, do you?
And
do you
finally,
feel
they
I mean, would
it
you like
came
to say
out,
that,
even though a lot of people were a little bit
feedback you get from testing grounds, I mean,
about
something
his
you
third
use and the
rework.
team really looks at.
not like nonstop. We're gonna
yeah,
go over it
so-
a little bit more,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
whenever there's a testing grounds, we're on.
So
it.
that's actually
We're on
weird
the
that they
forum.
were
We're
able to
looking
go
at
ahead and do that.
to make sure that we get
The
we
last
gather all
testing
the
grounds,
feedback,
and
we
now
watch the creator
this one,
videos,
this counter guard break
it's
change is
all
going to be
amazing
coming
stuff, so,
into the title update next
Keep,
week.
keep giving that feedback, everybody.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Maybe your dreams can come true one day as well.
One day.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Oh,
Alright, so
sweet.
is that about it?
That's it for us for the patch
There
notes.
you go.
right now.
Holy crap! By the way, are you okay? Because that
I'm
was
fine.
a
I'm
lot.
fine. I'm fine.
That was
yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
fine. I'm okay for now. I think we have more stuff to go through in the next segment. But
Yeah.
for now, I'm feeling pretty good.
I mean, when do you sleep? Like that's
Never.
a ton. Never.
Never. Ask my
Zero
wife.
sleep.
She'll tell you. I never
Zero sleep.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
It's just all work and no play. So.
Man, well, it's incredible, and I'm sure like the team, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, like the
into
team,
that.
like
Yeah.
I make it sound like I'm doing this all myself. There,
Yeah.
we have a team of game designers, people that are like amazing at what we do.
Yeah.
They work tirelessly, do a lot of stuff, test out. We're playing the game all the time within ourselves to try to figure out what could we do to improve the game and like what kind of changes could we do that would be super interesting. So it's really, really, really cool, and like really big kudos to the entire game design team and the rest of the team as well. Like everybody gives
Oh,
us
God, the
feedback.
mic is
We
popping
do-
again.
Like we do play sessions all the time to get people from other teams coming in and looking at
figure
the stuff
mic.
we're doing, giving us feedback. It's always super appreciated, and then it helps us build a better game.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. Well, just wow, there's so much there, so much to look forward to, and you're only 1 week away from
Yep.
all of that. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm excited. I can't wait to hop on next week and get to try out all of that.
Same
So-
here.
So JC, just thank you so much for sharing all of
you, and
that, and high five.
high
There you go.
five. All right.
High five
So,
with the weekend.
stick around though, because we already hinted at some testing ground stuff, but we got another segment coming up. I'm going to tag out for Brian, and he's going to come. And JC, I think you're hanging out,
I'm
and
hanging out here, yeah.
going to talk some
cool.
testing grounds very soon. So stick around. We'll see you soon.
Okay. So a lot of changes coming, which is awesome. You know, they adjusted the UI, which is awesome. So now, instead of you waiting for the thing to load at the end of the match, now you can go ahead and skip it, which is awesome. We got some changes to a bunch of characters. Pirate got a nerf. which is awesome. Like I said, I think she might need one more thing to be changed for her. Yeah, I think she'll be okay. Some people might say that she might need more things to be changed, but we have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, so yeah, a lot of stuff that's going live on the next title update. Also, the calendar graphic changes. Yep, that's the one thing. Yeah, that's really awesome that they were able to go ahead and do that on the last testing grounds, and now they're gonna be putting that in the next in the next title update next week. And that is true. What JC said, it is rare that that they will be able to go ahead and do something with the testing grounds, and then they'll be able to go ahead and do it live in the next update. Because I know when we get a testing grounds, and then we have to wait a couple of months in order for that testing ground change to be applied into the game. But now this one is a rare occasion, so that's interesting. Yeah, so we already know that the Yomi Gunder is going to be getting his rework. But it's not going to be in this testing rounds. It's going to be in the next one. Yeah, next season. Hopefully. We just have to wait until the developers talk more about it. Even though JC did talk about it a bit, but he might talk about it a little bit more here. All we have to do is wait. And hopefully he talks a little bit more about, I mean, Lucia did get some changes, but she needs a lot more. A lot more. Her, so yeah, she needs a lot more changes. So yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens. Oh wow. Bad idea. I'm not gonna put that here. A bad thing if I put my rice here. That's just gonna fall. I don't want that to happen. So while we wait for the next topic, I'm gonna check something out.
Freaking testing grounds!
Oh, okay, we're back.
I think everyone with headphones just got ripped. Anyway, we're here with JC again and Mr. Alex. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
I saw you in the back cracking up. JC, how you been, man?
I'm pretty good.
Oh no, the fake hand.
What's going on there? Oh, jeez. I actually have a real hat behind this.
Vanessa. You okay? Okay.
Check it. Yeah.
So we're talking testing grounds.
Yeah.
Obviously, we
There's
already knew that
all
was a
this
fake
candy,
hand.
and I've overindulged.
Somebody actually
as you can
thought
see.
that that was
Yeah.
JC's
No,
actual
it's not
hand.
a problem. It's a solution.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You guys are gullible.
It's mindset, right? But we got stuff coming to testing grounds. We're doing stuff with dodge attacks,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little
Dodge
technical.
attacks?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about
Okay,
that.
so this testing
those of you
grounds
who
is
don't
gonna be
like
for dodge
technical
attacks.
stuff, too bad.
The last one is
don't
counter
like
go
it?
up weeks.
Yeah.
And now this is
Right?
gonna be
Okay, so let me get into
dodge
it.
attacks.
We're doing something, right? So with this testing grounds, we're testing something a little bit different. We're doing dodge attack updates and changes to dodges and dodge attacks in general, right? So we're doing this because we've been seeing it quite a bit online, and we've seen it ourselves as well. Like we're not blind. That a lot of the time, there's a risk reward ratio that is really heavily skewed towards the defender, especially when they have heavy dodge attacks, right? Because you parry them, you get hit by a little light afterwards. Nothing much happens, and generally it's like, well, it feels like it's my best option is always to do side dodge heavy, right? There's a reason why dodge heavy is a crazy team, right?
Yeah. And
So-
I mean, we made fun of people when Griffin came out because they were like, I don't know how to handle this. And we're like, literally just parry.
Right?
Yeah.
But then the thing is, yes, just parry, but the problem ends up being that risk reward matrix I was talking about is kind of the unbalanced towards the defender, right? Because you do it every single time. Your opponent always has to feint to neutral, parry, get a light, you throw another attack, your opponent still dodges into a heavy, and rinse and repeat, right? So we're trying to solve that issue a little bit, going into it where it's more favored towards the attacker, more favored towards skillful play. We want players to do side dodge heavies side dodge attacks in general, right? When they feel it is the best tool for the situation and not the default response to every single attack.
It's not like, this is safe, I'm
Exactly.
going to do it, this is safe.
Right, exactly, right? So we're going towards that. And on top of that, we're also looking at dodges themselves and adapting some of the things there so that it opens up a door towards better mix-ups in general, right? Right now, one of the big issues that we have is that when we do undodgeable attacks that are not from front dodge, we have to have at least 2 stances every single time, because otherwise what you can do with a lot of heroes is just block in one direction, dodge into the other, and then you end up blocking a side dodge attack. Like if it's a single direction, right? If it's only top, for a lot of heroes you can just block top and then side dodge.
Right.
And then you beat both the bash and the undodgeable. So that's a bit of our problem here, and it's really forcing us to spread out undodgeable all across the stances all the time. So we're looking at a way that we're doing something where this is going to be less of a problem. That's one of the things we're going to be testing here. That should be pretty cool. So Alex, you want to tell us what the changes are a little bit quick?
Yes, but the switch is not active.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Does it matter? Just go to the PowerPoint there, and then we can go into it.
Dead magic
All
break.
right. So first of all, the first thing we're looking at is whenever you parry a dodge attack now, you will always be able to retaliate with a heavy attack. So the same thing as if you were to parry a light attack. So here we're saying, okay,
They're having
I
some
see an attack,
technical
I want
difficulties.
a dodge attack. Well, I'm taking a
Oh,
risk. because
God.
instead, like the trade-off in damage is going to be a bit better for the person who baited the dodge attack, basically.
Hey,
So you're going to have to think a little bit more about it.
it's kind of like if something happens on the
Ooh,
news.
Flipping it from
Like,
doing that heavy parry.
has anybody
eating
seen
light,
those
doing a
those
light
videos
parry, and eating heavy?
of those
Exactly.
people
Just
that
like,
you know,
which was kind of the big
those
problem
news
here in
reporters?
Europe.
Oh God, what the?
Like I do a dodge attack, I don't care if I get parried.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
oh
okay,
God,
that's
I
a
got
big deal,
Dwalker.
I gotta actually think about it, right?
Right. So if you want to see, you can try it out, Alex.
Yeah, but
One second. There we go. Looks a lot better.
Okay. So we have a bit
got
of a technical
Dwalker.
issue here. We can go back to the PowerPoint
yes.
and keep going through it.
Oh my God, dude.
And yeah, so let's. So the other problem, the other thing
I'm
that we
gonna
have
burn my
here is
light
that,
out with that.
not only
You know
are
what? I'm just gonna
side
keep mine
dodge
out.
heavies.
Sorry
not
if I look too
punishing,
bright.
right? So every time you
It's because the
parry a
PowerPoint is
side
too
dodge
bright.
heavy, you can get a heavy attack. It's also applied to side dodge bashes as well.
But yeah,
so on side dodge bashes,
like I
you
said,
can no longer chain on miss, and they're always
if anybody has
guard break
seen those
vulnerable.
news
So if you
reporters
read- if
on
you
the
have, like, a
videos of
shinobi
them
in your
having
face
some
or,
technical
I don't know, like
difficulties,
whoever else has a side like
it's
a conqueror,
so
for
freaking
example,
funny.
right? They're gonna do side dodge
because
bash.
of how many
If
stuff
you
they
read
had
that,
to
you
deal
do
with
side
when it
dodge
happens
into guard break,
live. But
and
you
then
know that
it's always
that
been
old
aligned. You can't
expression.
chain on miss, you can't
If
do
something
anything. So
happens,
the idea
know,
is
the show must
whenever
go on.
you successfully
what's
read
happening right here.
that your opponent is going to do a side dodge attack, you always get at least a heavy's worth of damage.
Boom.
Depending on some heroes, sometimes it's a little bit more of a light parry or whatever, but that's kind of like the idea here. So that's super interesting. It's something I've seen being requested a ton on Reddit. Like even yesterday, even this morning, there was a thread about people going, if you were dev for just one day, what would you do, right?
Yeah.
Again, proof that I read Reddit. And one of the changes that somebody put, like a lot of people put, all side dodge heavy should be light parries, right? We're testing that right now. Super awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I think
And-
Freeze has mentioned this a few
Yeah, I
times
think,
in
yeah.
his
So a lot of
videos
people have
as
been
well.
mentioning a lot of that stuff. So that goes really well.
From
I know
his volcano
Yeah,
base.
yeah. When we had our workshop with some of the pro players, when we revealed Medjai before, they actually tested this and they all loved it. So I don't want to speak for them, but Freeze had a massive smile on his face. That it was awesome, even though it was from home. I could only see from the
It's
camera.
like, this is everything I
Yeah,
need in
this
my
is everything
life.
I need. That was good.
That's my best Freeze impersonation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's I'll leave it to Alex to, like, if you want to fix
Oh,
stuff.
do we have the switch fixed? Not the
Yeah, okay.
switch, like the switch.
Yeah,
not
'cause
the, not the switch. The switch.
Little bit of info, like the way we work.
You're talking about the
often
console?
when we do our builds.
Because I have a Switch.
We have little switches we can turn on and off to turn on stuff from testing
What?
grounds or whatever
Yeah.
features we're working on. So that's
To just show you guys I have one.
Okay, so that's a bit of a nerf, right? Because those dodge attacks, because they're more vulnerable,
See, I have a.
it becomes a
have a
bit more
switch right
difficult
here.
to use them. But one of the things that we've been doing at the same time, which is a bit of a buff, to this, right? So we want to equalize things a little bit.
So yeah, see, I have a
is
Switch.
that we've made that every single dodge
got
attack
this,
can now be delayed from at least 2 to
Almost like
400 ms.
3 years ago.
Okay.
So before, a lot of the newer ones we had been doing were static at 300. So let's say Hitokiri, for example,
So
could
this
do
is more of like a standardization.
Actually,
right,
I think it
yeah,
was 2
it's more
years
of a
ago.
standardization, but some heroes that had more are keeping more. Some heroes
did
that
Sword
had
and
more
Shield
are
come
like
out?
slowing.
Was it 2020?
We're changing things a little bit
2019?
around. So
And is this just side dodge attacks?
it's just side dodge attacks, right? So front dodge, back dodge for like Orochi or whatever, those are unchanged. It's really only side dodge ones. So it really helps with the comfort for the input first, right? Because you can side dodge and do whatever. But it's also really interesting because you can extend your iframes, do them super quick, get all that stuff going. So that works really, really well. It's super interesting there, so that works quite well. And then the other change that we've done, well, I'll let these guys figure the rest of the stuff out, is we have what we call again, like there's iframes, right? So you know what iframes are?
Yeah.
I spoke about them
Yeah,
a little bit earlier.
vulnerability frames.
Right? Okay.
You
But-
cannot
Sorry.
take us down.
Yeah,
something out.
right. So, but the thing is, when we're dodging, our iframes were speed dependent, and by that
yes,
I
it
mean,
was 3
if
years
you're
ago.
dodging
Came out
into a
2019.
wall, your iframes would go away because you hit a wall. You had to reach a certain
like
speed.
Character speed
Yeah,
dependent.
character speed dependent, right? So whenever you dodge, once you reach a specific threshold, you would gain iframes, and if you stop because you hit a wall, you hit an ally, an enemy, a minion, whatever, your iframes would go away. That made it super hard to do stuff in team fights. It made it really, really difficult to get there. So
Especially like in the minion lane.
yeah,
It
the minion
gets
lane,
all the
it
time.
feels
No
terrible,
moving,
right?
no grooving.
So
Pain
we've
down.
we've removed those, and they are no longer speed dependent. So if you dodge into a wall, you keep your iframes. If you dodge into minions, whatever those situations are, you keep your iframes, right? So that's really, really good. But to compensate for this, and to also help us have what I was talking about before with the undodgeables, is whenever you dodge, so you can see your Hitokiri
So we
dodging
can
right
see
now.
it now, right?
Yeah, we can see it right now,
We
right?
fixed the thing.
So
Yeah, you
if you
fixed
pay
it.
attention, you see like Hitokiri when he's standing still has the little block widget there, right? So you see he's blocking top or whatever. Normally, when you dodge, you keep those for most heroes, except like reflex guard heroes are a little bit different. But every single static hero keeps their defense while they're dodging. Sometimes it forces change. Sometimes it stays where it was at. And in a lot of cases, this is problematic because, like I was saying earlier, if I could do this with Shinobi, like Hito could block top and then side dodge, and always block it, and it would negate every single mix-up I could do. And then that's why Shaolin, in this example, had to have undodgeable on at least 2 stances, and usually we put it on all 3 to make it a bit more uniform.
Right.
So with this change, every single hero now loses their defense while they are dodging. Now this doesn't mean that like reflex guard heroes or heroes that have superior block, for example, lose them. They still keep those special properties while they're dodging, but everybody else kind of acts like Valkyrie does right now, right? So Valkyrie right now on live, and even
Okay,
after
so
a
this
rework,
doesn't affect people that
keep
have
her
the
defense
reflex
while she's
guards,
dodging, but not
deflex,
everybody is
and
like
the,
that.
So kind of a passive buff.
kind
Kind of a passive
not
buff,
contact,
but
the-
not, right?
bit.
But because we're changing, because we're changing around because
I
we're
forgot what
changing
it's
around
called.
the iframe stuff, it makes it so that
counter-
you're still able to defend, still able to dodge, still able to do all
counter-question.
those things, and you get into a good situation, right?
Again, it's always we want you to think about your
Exactly, right?
action.
We want to really reward skillful play and not just mindlessly do stuff and go, whoa,
Question
whatever,
counter,
I don't know
there
what
we
I'm
go.
doing.
And so for
I
those
got mixed
who
up. I
don't
said
know
counter
what to look
clutch.
for when you see like Hito's soul
Ah, damn.
leaving his body, that is also the soul of dodge attack spammers leaving their body right now
Question
in the
counter.
chat.
Yeah, and so what you can see right now,
Moron.
I can do a couple of dodge attacks here. See, and that's a light parry. Boom, I get a heavy every single time.
I appreciate you throwing the top heavy for me.
Right, so, and you can still, like, dodge attacks still work, right? You can still use them, and it's still
You know
okay.
that you can like you have the
Oh, superior block.
effort,
Yeah.
You can delay it a bit more, see what's going on.
Yeah, see, because for Shaolin, before, you could only, like, really do them here. But now you can do them super early, and you can do them really late. Right, so that's like the late time we were talking about.
Yeah.
It really, really helps in those situations. That's really amazing. And then if you want to show off the iframes, Alex, if you want to go
Yes,
to a
I was
corner.
going to ask you to do that.
Yeah, right, thank you.
Because this, I love this because sometimes like I'm bad and I get stuck
in
in
the corner.
corners,
Yeah.
and then I just get murked by 3 different people, and I'm like, I don't know.
So,
that I
so right now
wanted
on
to be
live,
here.
right? Yeah. So right now on live, if like Hito had his guard to the side or whatever, and I threw a top heavy and he back dodged, he could not dodge it. And now like this could not happen on live right now. So because you keep your iframes while you're dodging into the wall, then you end up being able to escape situations and dodge out of situations. A lot of the times, this type of stuff, if you have a bash, you can't do anything right now in live. And it becomes really frustrating. You get kind of stuck in the corner, and you have to hope that by you mash dodge, and I'm going to like squeeze out of the corner. Now, no problem. You can always just back dodge, side dodge. You're going to avoid everything. Works super, super, super well in this instance.
Yeah, I think it's C on Gauntlet. You tend to get pushed in that corner.
Yeah. There's
And
a lot
just,
of those.
Like it just happens all the time, and then
That's
you
it.
got the trap to worry about.
Even in this map, right? This is a competitive duels map. There's a lot of those little corners at a bunch of places, right? So we want to make sure that you're able to escape those situations and defend yourself when you get trapped in those situations. So overall, that's it. The goal of the testing grounds is really, really to change up the risk-reward matrix there, so that dodge attacks are still good. We still want people to use them. We still have them in the game. We just added them to heroes that didn't have them, right? We wouldn't do that if we didn't want to have them. But at the same time, spamming dodge attacks now should not be as useful. And again, it's really about rewarding skillful play. You have to think when you're doing dodge attacks and not just, I see an attack, I dodge attack all the time, right? It's still really good against lights. It's still really good against bashes. Against heavies, you're taking a big risk, right? And you can, like, it lands, you're going to deal, what, like 14, 15 damage? You get parried, you take at least 24, if not 27, or even more in case of some other heroes. So that's kind of like the big change
so
here.
just flipped the trade from defender to
Exactly,
defender.
right? We really wanted to have that kind of balance there to change all of that. And so,
I wonder how people
that's it
go.
for this testing ground. I know a lot of
I
players
wonder how people gonna feel about
really
this.
hoping to see Yorm in this.
I don't know.
too.
Some people might like it.
We want to take our time. What a good friend. What a hammer.
Oh god.
This is a great hammer, by the way. Like, thank you, Andre, from our dev tester team, who made this beautiful hammer. I can officially announce that the testing grounds for Jormungandr is going to be in the next season.
Hey!
So, year 6, season 4.
There we go.
We're going to have the testing grounds for
You
Jormungandr
announced
there.
it.
We've been taking our time a little bit with it because it's a challenging character to rework. Vanessa's team, we went to mocap with them. We worked tirelessly with them to make sure that we have new animations.
Now, a lot of
new
people were
attacks,
already
new stuff for
excited
Yorm.
that
We know
Jormungandr was going to be
people
getting a
love the
rework.
character, right?
But
And
now
we
that
love
it's
the
coming
character
next
too.
season, a lot of people are more
but
excited now.
The way the character was built, and a lot of people say, like, we've seen tier lists, right, where like Yorm is always at the bottom, and we really want the hero to be viable. Doesn't mean we're aiming for like a S tier must pick all the time, but really that we can play with the character, that it's fun to play with, it's fun to play against, and have really interesting tools. But to do that, we did have to go back to mocap, make new attacks, add new things to really get into that groove of we're gonna make almost a brand new hero out of him, which is super, super cool. I know, like, Alex has been playing with him quite a bit.
So the Jormungandr is going to be getting
Everybody's
some
super
new
hyped. Again,
animations.
when we did the workshop, we had a work in
can't
progress
wait to see how
version
that
of the
is gonna
hero
look
going
like.
there.
I know a
and
lot of people are
everybody was
excited for this.
super
Oh,
excited
God.
about it as well. So it's like we're all really, really hyped
it's-
for Yorm. So
It's awesome. I'm so excited. And there was like someone in chat earlier. I think it was like Shanty Cat 1266 or something. It wasn't him. It was someone else. But they were like, "Oh, so you can mocap a giant spider, but you can't mocap moves." And I'm happy to say, suck it.
yeah,
Oh!
Like,
Hey,
you picked the wrong stream to
anybody
say
who
that.
watches
Yeah.
wrestling
right. And so
or knows about
sometimes
Degeneration
like,
X,
I know it can feel like
we got
it takes
2
a long
words
time
for
us
you.
to rework some characters
Suck
and
it.
like blah, blah, blah. But at the
That's-
same time,
that's
when we're
awesome.
looking at characters like Yorm,
Actually, that's
Lucia,
actually kind of
others,
funny.
It does
Somebody
take time.
uh,
Especially
somebody
when we do have to
judged
go back to mocap.
already
like,
ahead
all
of the
these things
stream,
take a long time,
even though the stream
but we want to get
they
it
didn't
right.
get into all the
we want to make sure
details,
that
so-
we do right by players.
And
players
that he
sticking by
deserves
Nusha
it.
and Yorm and all that sort of stuff. So we want to make sure that we do it right. We're not ready to announce a Nusha rework yet. Again, like I said,
Oh.
Yorm, we started this Yorm rework 6 months ago. It takes a long time to
Nusha's-
really get into it, get the nitty-gritty details out.
Well, he
and get
mentioned
them right.
Lucia.
No,
So,
and I think that's the thing.
so-
like, not a lot of people who just like, they play the game, they engage with it, they love it. They're like, For Honor's
So I guess
awesome.
that's a
It's, like,
tease.
been a part
That
of
is
my
because he
life
said
for, like, 6
well,
months
they're
or
not
6
ready
years.
yet. to do
and but they don't
Nuxia's
really,
rework.
have
But
exposure to like
that's actually
just
like a
how long
tease
this
that
is.
they're
So it's
looking
like,
to
yeah,
it.
we
So
want to do this
yeah,
rework on a character.
people are
we
like,
know
now
needs
that's
it,
gonna be great because
but it
now
takes, like,
people
this much
are gonna be getting
time
excited
before
that
we can do,
the
like,
two
a whole
heroes
bunch of
that
changes to, like,
needed
certain
some
characters,
love,
but
and I
those-
mean,
all those
and I
changes
mean,
only take this
really
much time,
needed
and
some
it's like,
love.
well,
Was
time
the
versus
Yomi Gunder
impact to the
and Nuxia.
community,
They
and
really
like,
needed some
there's a
changes
lot
in
we
them,
have to
and now they're gonna be
consider
getting it.
in that. So it's like,
So,
well,
that's
80%
awesome.
of the community can have better gameplay.
So
in the
Yomi
meantime
Gunders is gonna be in the
before we
next
work on this
season.
other stuff.
Nuxia,
Then
I
that's how
think
we
we have to
roll.
wait
Exactly,
a date for
right.
that.
And that's what's really important to us. And like, we know that people are always going, oh yeah, what about balancing? What about reworks and stuff? And we really, really want to work on them as much as we can. But like you said, sometimes we have to strike a balance a little bit of
Balancing
going like
balance.
how long we take to do like specific reworks versus doing a bunch of hero changes and stuff and getting into it and getting the best game possible we can and getting the most balanced game we can. Clearly, nothing has perfect balance, but the better we can get there, the more enjoyable it is for everybody, and the better it is. That's super cool. And one last thing,
There's
give
more?
us no, I mean
Billy
just,
Mays here.
yeah, the feedback, right? So we love getting feedback. We want everyone's feedback. If you like this, if you hate it, if you like one part of it but you don't like the other, like any sort of feedback that we can get, we love it. I want to hear everything, right? You can tell me that you don't like what I'm doing, it's fine. But at the end of the day, it's the most feedback we get, the better it is. And do not hesitate. Like you can go on Reddit, like I said, whenever these things happen, we get testing grounds. I'm
You're there, I'm there.
The weekend,
everyone's
the weekend after, I'm on like my wife's getting mad at me because I'm on Reddit all weekend. So it's like a lot of
every Saturday, my
every
wife is
Sat-
like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Work stuff." And she's like, "But we have plans." And
Right.
I'm like, "But for honor."
Right, it's our life.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? So all the feedback, we look at it, we read it, we pour through it. I watch, I know Alex too, like we all watch like all the videos that content creators make, everything. We need to get into why players like things, why they dislike things, and we know because we also play the game. But we want to get to a point where everybody's feedback is considered. We're not just going, oh, the pros love this, or like more casual players love this. No, it's like everybody's feedback goes into
That's
consideration.
understandable.
And we make choices based on that.
And this
this
happened.
as much feedback as we can on all of those things.
This was actually
So that's
a
what I have to
topic
say. Like, it's
a couple
very
years
important to
ago,
us, and so it's
and there was actually a For Honor
But,
content
yeah, I think
creator
that's it for the
That's it for the
named
segment, yeah.
Raven
We'll
Gaming,
be right back,
and I used to watch him a
with
lot.
Some
And
content
he
of the
talked
week and
about-
a few other things. So
about-
Nolan will be back to join
that
me.
there
for
was,
that.
like,
JC,
some
Alex,
issues
Thank you so
on-
much. Thank you,
on,
everyone watching for
which-
bearing with us
who
through the technical
who
issues.
the better
but we'll be
should
right back,
listen to.
with
Like,
content of the week.
should they listen to the pro players or the the other everybody else? And that right there was a bit of it was a bit of a trouble because there were some problems with that, dude. And I completely understand what JC's saying that all the stuff that they had to do with the feedback and all that stuff, and but yeah, dude, I remember that freaking topic that was talked about a couple years ago about the pro players and the other players that developers should listen to and all that stuff. So if you do one thing, then the other side gets upset, or you do it for this one, and then the other side's gonna be getting upset. And of course, you can't please anybody. If you try to please everybody, you please nobody, and that's the one difficult thing that not only do the devs deal with, but every other people deal with too when it comes to some of these situations, especially when it comes to some other games too. So I can totally understand where they're coming from. And also, I can understand, when they say when it takes some time to go ahead and do the some of the changes and all that stuff. And you guys have to understand the dev team, the For Honor dev team on like a big dev team, kind of like how Call of Duty has a lot of people working on the Call of Duty games. The dev team of For Honor was small, so they're doing they try to do everything that they can to try to get things out, but if you have a small team, it's gonna take some time. So I completely understand where they're coming from. So yeah, I think maybe people, if people would say that if the For Honor dev team would be kind of like some other dev teams, that the Fortnite dev teams, the Call of Duty dev teams, the Apex Legends dev teams. If the For Honor dev teams were like that, I think a lot of people, would be, a lot happier. But since the For Honor dev team right now is actually small, they compare it to everybody else. I can understand where they're coming
What a
from.
freaking show! What a show!
Seriously.
Nolan, good to have you back.
Thank you,
I
thank you.
feel like it's been so long.
It has been a very long time.
It has been nearly 2 of the hours.
I know.
Crazy.
Like 2 ships passing in the night. We finally
It's,
found each
God.
other
maybe,
again.
maybe not.
Yeah,
that,
we've been here for
but,
2 hours.
No, thank you to everyone who's watching.
We're almost done.
I hope you guys are just as pumped as we are for all of the spoopy season goodness. I both love and hate everything going on in this picture. Thanks, Max. I love that. So,
Can't
to
wait for
recap
next week.
everything, though, we've got crossplay phase 2. It's here. It happened, and it happened when we said it would. So people who said it wouldn't, sorry, you were wrong. Ha. And then we've got.
Happens,
Oh, sorry. What's up?
I said it happens,
Yeah, it happens.
I like
It
this
happens.
guy.
Sometimes you're wrong.
okay.
And for some of you, it's often. But Halloween event, Web
boy.
of the Juragomo, starting October 20th. There is that key art that will be in my dreams. If you want to know what my sleep paralysis demon looks like, it's her. We've got new armor variations coming to you. And they look so good. I love all
great,
of the
yeah.
little like tidbits that got put in there. All
I can't wait to get that
Eyeballs
soon.
in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I skipped one. I saw Max threw up the key art for Mako, our Kensei hero skin. There it is again. That was my bad, not Max's. I went out of order. How dare I? But that'll be available October 20th, 25K steel. That's going to be a D1B. That's day 1 buy for me.
Is that what that stands for?
It's going straight
good to know.
on my Kensei.
That's right.
And then you'll know it's me because I only ever attack from top heavy when
There
I
you go.
play Kensei. I'm keeping the meme alive. One attack at a time.
There you go.
We've got patch notes. So many changes we went through. I saw some of you in chat were like, this is too much to hold in my brain at one time. Are there patch notes? There are. So you can check those out on the website. I think those are
Too much
dropping-
to hold in their brain, but that's the one thing that
remember
everybody was
correctly.
requesting, though. Changes.
Yeah, I think those
So-
drop on the day, on the 20th, due to like some translation delays. But yeah, and then we've got testing grounds coming in November 17th. So dodge attack changes.
That's right, yeah. And yeah, I tell you, I'm looking forward to that. I swear, like, I read this stuff, I look at, like, we do the run of show sometimes, and we do this, but then, like, to just hear it all again, like, hear it explained, hear JC go over, you're just still, like, mind blown. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what everything means.
And I
yeah.
gotta give at least a small hand to JC
Just a
for
yeah.
you know, for everything he does.
And Vanessa, of course. For,
I get the
for
one
almost
from
dying.
Small
She's okay.
hand.
The
Shit
medic
to that,
said she's
yeah.
good.
Is she okay?
So,
That's good. I'm glad.
Because the
it was
fake
just a
hand that he
red
had.
flesh wound.
Just flush wound. Okay, perfect.
I see what you did there.
Well, and you know, and if you can't wait for next week, we got some new content starting today. I hope you're all ready to get loud because the Tiandi Hero Fest is starting today. So, Tiandi. There we go. So if you don't currently own Tiandi, you can try the hero for free this week. Also, the hero is 30% off if you want to purchase them, and just by logging in this week, you
Expect
can
that video to
get
come
some
out
really
me-
cool,
about me
symbols
talking about
to
the Hero
put all your
Fest for
characters.
Tiandi.
Plus,
So,
there is a brand new unique
be awesome.
execution for Tiandi, which looks great. So.
It does.
Also,
I'm
the
sad
new
they
execution for
rejected
Tiandi is
my
awesome.
suggestion.
We already
What
got
was your
spoiled
suggestion?
in the beginning of the season, so
the new execution would just default
It's awesome.
your volume in both the game and Windows
Sure,
to
just
like 100%
mute it down.
every time that
Oh, you want it to
Tiandi
go
says
up.
his name. Yeah, and that's the
You want it to
execution
go up.
of everyone's
You're getting
ears.
people to quit. You want rage quit to make sense.
No, I just want people to embrace Tiandi the way he embraces himself. And we've got more content of the week coming on October 20th. We've got the execution, Jorogumo's Hunger.
Oh God!
10K steel.
So this is the execution.
As a high key Dead Space
Event
fan, this one brings me
execution.
a lot of joy because it has
Damn.
like slasher vibes to it, and so it just makes
So-
And then
remember
this
everything.
freaking
Oh
thing.
God! Look at that.
Gaze of Demons for 15K steel, and this
That's a cool
anytime we
looking
do
effect.
stuff with eyes, I'm super happy. Whether it's like glowing eyes and tattoos,
Yeah.
like anime eyes, big nasty red demon eyes.
Oh,
And we even have a new emote, the Spider Spew, which is
Dude,
releasing
I'm
on
freaking
October
eating.
27th.
And
So,
you- and you're gonna
all those
barf
friendly creepy
while I'm
crawlies that
eating? How
Julian
dare
was
you.
talking about. Bring them with you wherever you go for only 5K steel.
Reminds me of college. And then I think we
I
got
have so many questions now. Okay.
The Spider's
we got an
Thrall.
execution. Spider's Thrall.
Thrall.
I really like this
Okay.
one. I'm gonna use that on my
Damn.
Warmonger with the
Oh,
first
shit.
I come across.
Damn.
And there's at least one person in the community.
Pumpkin
that joke is
Bash.
for.
Parody
And then we also
emote.
got
That's
another
awesome.
Execution. Pumpkin Bash. Get your headless horseman on. Reenact your best.
Dude,
with the fog
those
crane,
those
your
two
bad bash, that
event
pumpkin
executions a little bit remind
and
me
I
of
believe
the
there's
Vola
also
from Mortal
an
Kombat.
illustrious outfit.
This one looks good. This one looks
Wayne,
Reign
of the Spider and Ruster's outfit.
20k steel, and I like this one. I maybe don't like the webs so much, but
I feel like I want to get this
that's
for
'cause I have
Nobushi.
issues that are mine. But,
Yeah.
and this
Oh,
one, so
I
is- I'm a big
survived
fan of
the
Alien,
Yellow Gumo.
so
You're
this
okay
one
with
gets
this
me.
one?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so that
a
one's
five
that
with
one's fine.
one.
We know the limits. Of that.
So we
That's good.
pop out of an egg.
And yeah, honestly, and if
What
and
the
a lot
hell?
of that content, by the way, is still going to be available on the 27th in a bundle.
Kinda reminds me of the Xenomorph
showed,
from,
the parody emote, the illustrious
the
outfit,
egg from
terrifying
Alien.
Days of Demons. Again, I don't know if you all can hear
So,
it. Do you
the
hear
items
it?
that we
'Cause you
just
don't look at
saw
it, you're like, "It's
are
just
gonna
some
be
eyes."
during the
It's
Halloween
not just the
event,
eyes,
so
people. It's the sound
gonna be
too.
awesome.
Okay, I'm done now. I'm sorry.
No, and I love the I survived the Jorogumo. Although I wish it had come with a T-shirt.
Oh my
It was
gosh,
like,
yes.
All I got was this crappy low poly T-shirt.
We gotta.
We should have made like 4 poly T-shirt and
need
then
to-
just
we need
it
to,
could be
like-
up there with the frogs from last season.
I like it a lot.
But that's not it. There's more.
Is there more?
There's
Yeah,
more.
So, we
Oh
just
my
showed
God.
the bundle, but
right.
a reminder: the bundle's like dynamically priced 50k.
Right.
So if you don't buy anything in it and just buy the bundle, it's 50k. If you buy some stuff a la carte and then they're like, "No, I want it all," it'll adjust itself down in price.
You save about 15,000 steel though by buying the bundle.
It's like 20.
Like
I think,
yeah, it's close
isn't
to.
it? Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a
It-
lot.
yeah.
It's good saving. Good savings.
But then, yeah, we've also got Heralds of Chimera, December 1st through December 8th.
Yep.
So, Daubeny in all his glory.
Oh,
My favorite golden boy.
we love Daubeny here. We love
Oh, yeah.
Daubeny. Great. And also, again, starting tomorrow is a new event order, the Warriors Challenge. So be the faction with the most matches completed of any type. So all you got to do is get on this weekend and play. And your faction could win some fabulous prizes.
Come on, Weeb Nation, it's your chance.
Nice.
Take it from the Vikings.
XP tickets
We're
or
about to have
steel?
problems, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
We
There
have
it
to
is.
wait and see.
I'm a knight, but I.
Oh, you're a knight?
Yeah,
Okay, we're fine,
I
we're
want
fine.
to cheer on the
We're
little
good.
guys.
Okay,
you
I
know?
appreciate that. That's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can also go and check out the new arcade weekly quest, Vortiger's Task. So it's available for Marching Fire owners. Go check it out. It's fun.
Anything Vortiger, it just makes me happy.
He's my main.
True darkness.
Darkness. Yes.
But-
the best.
Hey, hey.
That so much stuff going.
Right.
What a freaking show.
It's huge.
I'm so excited. So huge thank you to everyone who hung out in chat through all of the like little technical difficulties and awesomeness that was just dumped into your eyeballs. I think we're all gonna go like get some R&R
Yeah.
and like
yeah.
decompress.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
But before
Step
we go,
out
don't
of
forget
the
to follow us
shadows
on all of our
and
social
teach
media
them
channels.
through
That is
darkness.
on Twitter at For Honor Game.
That's how you say it.
Instagram at For Honor Game.
That's the
_
line
US.
from the
I
Only
didn't
Gundam
make
Review
the
Trader.
rules. I don't know why it's that way.
Which the
And,
one thing is,
follow us right here on
I remember
Twitch.
when I first
And don't
uploaded
forget,
that
if you
review
follow
trailer of me
Ubisoft
reacting
TikTok,
to
you
the
will see For
Vortiger
Honor
with
content
Black
now.
Fire.
We just put the
That video
accursed,
got 2,000 views.
quirked up white
And that
boy,
video was actually one
Lawbringer
of
meme out
my
there.
most
It
viewed-
ruined
one of my
everyone's
most
brains
viewed
for a second
videos,
time 5 months later.
in For Honor.
You have me to thank
So-
for that one. And no, I
That's
won't
just
stop
crazy how many
ever.
views it got over.
So, yeah, and
Over the
if I
years.
didn't say it, follow us right here on Twitch. You know, some of
everywhere.
you are still not following.
What is up
Oh,
with
God,
that?
I'm
What's up with
struggling
that?
to
We
drink.
are everywhere you want to be, so follow.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Absolutely.
And yeah, Nolan, thank you so much for hosting the show with me
Thank
today.
you for having me. This was again just such a pleasure just to see like all of this incredible stuff that was made. I'm super stoked for next week. So it's gonna be a ton of fun. So I look forward to it and look forward to seeing you all out there on the battlefield as well.
Put your brown pants on.
Brown bags.
All right, we'll see you guys on the
I
next
have
one.
black pants on.
Bye.
Well, guys, that is the end of the review live stream for Total Update 2 for Year 6 Season 3, Web of the Yorogumo. So I'm excited for next week. I can't wait to go ahead and do a bunch of videos talking about, all the stuff that's going to be happening next week. Doing a breakdown video, doing a video, of course, the event pass, the items, playing the new event game mode. That's gonna be great. Can't wait to go ahead and play that. It's gonna be fun, and also gets a bunch of the items too for all the characters. So that's gonna be crazy. So expect a lot of videos to come out, you know, next week. And also, I am gonna be uploading this reaction video, you know, a little bit later, and also some other multiple videos. So yeah. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay tuned, cool, guys. Bye.